What's going on, boys? I got some more gameplay videos for EX3 and just been enjoying playing a lot of more rogue decks. I think I made this a little bit clear on my channel that I'm a little bit burnt out on the EX3 format, just the state of the game a little bit on how kind of crazy fast everything is, and I just kind of want to take a break from competitive. So if you feel the same way or you just want to see some more gameplay, well, I got some green hybrid versus DarkKnightmon here. So two decks that have seen some amount of success. Green hybrid has won I believe an ulti cut before, and done some decent damage throughout the BT9 and further on formats. Dark Knight's a little bit of a rogue choice, though. It has a lot of things going for it. We got really strong Inheriteds, really strong Searchers. The Digimon we saw evolved over the egg. We've got lots of good generic black support like Izzy, Ulti Flares, lots of cards that answer the current meta. And then being able to pop your Tamers to gain memory, or pop your opponent's Tamers just to lock them out of like using Cool Boy or whatever. Or just memory choking them is really, really strong. And of course, big blockers is always nice. So we're just going to see double Monidamon here. Monidamon is a really strong searcher. And by the way, I think on that last reveal, our opponent just revealed 3 accidentally instead of 4. I do apologize for that. But we basically get to add like 2 Dark Knight cards, I think. So we're going to get... I believe that's Skull Knightmon and Deadly Axemon, the BT7 ones, the old ones. So we're just going to pass turn. I'm going to have the double Boko here, which is definitely solid. It's fine because I can just Digivolve into the Beetlemon here for 1, gaining 4 memory, and then revealing top 5, checking for a JP and a hybrid. So I'm going to grab a JP and a Rhino Kabuterimon. So it looks like we're pretty much set up for our big combo here. I'm going to go Metal on top to suspend one of the Monidamon, since it just suspends something if you've got a hybrid or a JP underneath it. As long as it's 6,000 or lower, of course. Drew into the Terriermon there, so I am playing the Terriermon package with Rapidmon and stuff. I think it's really solid and just pure green hybrid. And then we're going to go Rhino into the Monidamon and then pull out our big combo here. Ancient Beetle will end up deleting the Monidamon, trashing a security card due to battle, and then checking 1 security card because of piercing. Trashing the Congo was hilarious. Not that it really mattered too much because I was passing turn. In fact, I could have just gotten greedy a little bit and swung with the Pokemon first, but I was scared of like Ulti Flare or like an Iron Fisted. I didn't want to lose out my like my Beetlemon or my Rhino combo until I actually had like at least checked a security or 2. And so, back at BT7, this was a crazy play. I mean, not that it's not now, but again, just power creep and everything. Like, making this Ancient Beetle stack was really cool, but a lot of the really prominent meta decks can just out this kind of field pretty easily. He does float, so if our opponent does delete the Ancient Beetle, he will float into a level 4 hybrid. So we're just going to Digivolve into Deadly Axe for 2. He's got an on-play effect, but I think our opponent's just trying to get it on field without passing turn, because if you play him, it's going to cost 4. And so we can definitely just swing into security and then use the Skull Knightmon effect, which lets you basically stick a Deadly Axemon underneath its materials to then evolve it into a Dark Knightmon for a cost of 0. So we're going to go into the new DarkKnightmon here, who doesn't have anything on evolve. He's got a Digicross condition or whatever, and then we are checking 2 cards due to the Deadly Axemon inherited effect. So again, this deck it's got a lot of things going for it. It's got security pressure with that inherited. It's got floating. Basically, all the Dark Knightmons float into like the lower pieces, and then the lower pieces search the Dark Knightmons. Got lots of removal as well. And then we're going to see Death Xmon here played for, I believe, 12, deleting both the Bokos and then de-evolving the Ancient Beetle there. So definitely not the most ideal play, because we are going to start with 7 memory. And then, of course, our opponent's not Skull Knightmon. What is this called? The Dark Knightmon. There's too many Knightmons. I get the names confused. All the cards look the same, man. Okay, so anyways, the guy's gonna reboot. So we don't have blocker, I don't think, because Nene is the one that gets blocker. So at least there's that. But we do have to deal with this Death Xmon. So it's gonna perpetually, nuke our field unless we get rid of it. So we are gonna go Rapidmon. Rapidmon on evolve will suspend 1 Digimon, since we've got the Izzy in play. I don't think I had too many other Tamers. I think actually I might have had like 1 JP. So we're just going to suspend the Dark Knight, and then it's going to get minus 5,000, and then we're going to draw off Gummymon and then gain a memory off Izzy, going back on up to 5. So the DarkKnightmon is sitting at 2,000 here, so that's definitely good. I can get rid of that. but of course the annoying thing is that it does float. So being able to suspend that is really good, and just having a lot of like board control with stuff like Samadhi Santi or Thunder Laser to be able to clear blockers is really important as well. So we are going to go Ancient Beetle combo once again. Ancient Beetlemon is going to attack over the DarkKnightmon, and so as a result of the battle, the DarkKnightmon effect will trigger first. So when it's deleted, I think you get to add back one of the pieces and then play the other one, and then this creates the new trigger for Deadly Axemon on play, revealing the top 5, and it basically gets to search like any 2 of the pieces. So you can search DarkKnightmon and Skullknightmon there. That's the older, I think it's BT7 DarkKnightmon, the one that just like on deletion plays both the pieces. I don't think it really does anything else. And then we're going to trash 1 card and then check 1 card due to the Ancient Beetle. And the Nene on play is going to then reveal top 4. And then again, once again, add 1 of the pieces there. So lots of consistency. I'm really surprised this deck hasn't done like too much in our meta. Maybe it's just because it has a really bad matchup against like Melga, because you don't get any of your floating effects if you're getting bounced and stuff like that. So we're then going to hit our opponent with the Samadhi Santi, playing it for 1, suspending our Rapidmon to suspend the Death X, and then playing the Mimi Joe, and then end of our turn, the Death X will delete the Rapidmon, but of course we've got the Armor Purge keyword, so we can definitely just trash the top card of our Digimon here, and save our bunny guy. So that's really nice. The Death X, I think I could have... I don't remember if I had drawn into Ancient Beetle after the Rapidmon at play. I think I did, because I could have alternatively suspended the Death X, -5 it goes to 10k, and then done the same play where I attacked over it, but instead of the DarkKnightmon, I would attack over to the Death X, and then I've got a 13,000 guy versus his 10,000. So then I would have been able to clear the board there. So we're going to see Deadly Axe attack into the Terriermon, just trying to do as much as possible here and not let me game him, because I do have 2 Tamers on field, 1 Digimon in play. So our opponent definitely needs to do something in order to survive next turn. So for 1, we're going to see DarkKnightmon Digivolved. So he's got an on play, but of course not going to happen since we did evolve him for a cost of 3. But that's really just going to be used to evolve into the DarkKnightmon X Antibody, which when Digivolving you return a black or purple card. I think it's Digimon card. I'm pretty sure it's Digimon card. I think because our opponent here was reading, he's like, oh, let me add back the Congo. But it's definitely just the Digimon card. That'd be a little bit crazy, but really cool. So we're going to add back a card here, and then I think after that you get to unsuspend this Digimon and then delete a Tamer on the field. And the cool thing is that you can delete your own Tamer, so you can like kill a Nene if you want. But we're just going to kill the Joe Mimi there to not gain me the 2 memory next turn, which is a little bit unfortunate, and then also takes away the chance for a second hybrid. So at this point I only have 2 swings, but our opponent does have 1 blocker on field, so that is really annoying. He's not going to block the Ancient Beetle swing, of course, because I'm 13,000 with piercing, so there's not really a point in doing that. And he's still got the Death X on field, so Death X will unsuspend during the next turn, unless, of course, I do something about that. So I'm just going to Terriermon Samadhi Santi for 1, gaining a memory off of the Izzy to suspend the DarkKnightmon this time to get rid of a block, and then at the end of my turn Terriermon will die, and then just playing the JP. So now I do have basically 4 in play. Terriermon's coming out next turn, so the opponent needs to put up a couple of blockers here. If he attacks over the Ancient Beetle, I'm totally fine with that, because it does float into another hybrid, and I don't think he can game me at this point. I think I have 3 security. So we're just going to attack into the Ancient Beetle, and the Ancient Beetle on deletion will play the Arbormon for free. Arbormon's, I really like him in the deck. Most people only just play the 4 Beetle and 4 Metal Copytary, but I think having a couple extra names is just like good sometimes. Like a lot of times when you're losing the game, you're just like missing a hybrid. So sometimes it doesn't really matter if it's a literal vanilla. And then obviously being able to float into just something that you don't want to waste like your on Digivolve for like the Metal Copytyrmon or the Beetlemon. You'd rather just play like an Arbormon or even a Petal-Dramon. I've tested out a little bit, and it's pretty solid. So I'm just gonna play that off the Ancient Beetle, and then our opponent here is gonna do some calculating. It does have the Chikurimon. It can definitely swing with Chikuri, swing with Death X here. Or actually, the Death X should be suspended. By the way, I don't think it's gonna really change anything, but he did attack into the Ancient Beetle. So we're just going to Digivolve into the Mighty Axe mode, which I believe it's treated as like a DarkKnightmon or something. But anyways, it does have the Twilight trait. So it is going to be a blocker because of Nene. And then lastly, we're just going to see the Darkknightmon Digicrossed from hand. So it's going to be able to devolve something and then kill a 5 cost or lower. I believe the card will be on screen, but so we're going to be able to kill that. And then he's got double blockers, but I am going to just start swinging because I've got basically 3 attacks and he's got 2 blocks. So we're going to block the Terriermon, and I'm going to Digivolve into the Beetlemon here, swinging into security once again. He's going to have to block with the last Digimon here, and then we're just going to swing for game with the Metal Kabuterimon. And I think I was telling him I probably should have just evolved that first to suspend the first blocker, but it didn't really matter because I did have 3 hits. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let me know down in the comments what you think of Darkknightmon and Green Hybrid. Do you think they're worthy of Tier 1 or not? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.